Welcome to a brand new episode of the LowLife podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Dennis.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, welcome back. We got a guest that's very hard to get a hold of, my good friend, Araa.
Thank you. My name is Araa. I think it's better to introduce myself first.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm 23 years old. I came to the U.S. Last year, and I've been living here since then. And I hope this episode turns out very well. And I'm glad to be here. Like, I've been a fan for the show, like, since I met Dilman and knew about the show.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, he really is a good supporter of us. He always tells me he watches the episodes. He tells me about certain points that most people don't even get to. So
I was just gonna say, where did you come from? I think you left that part out.
Yeah, I came from Kurdistan, which is technically Iraq. I hold Iraqi passport, but I'm Kurdish.
Okay.
And,
Kurdish in ethnicity.
Yeah.
So like me.
Sure.
And he's a very good friend of mine, man. He's just like a very smart guy. Like, this is the first Kurdish guy I've met that I could have like not an intellectual conversation, because I don't want to diminish Kurdish people in general, because that's not true. But like a more of an Americanized, westernized version of it. Mm-hmm. Like, this dude talks to me about aliens, Adam Lazar, Joe Rogan, like all kinds of stuff that most Kurds don't know.
Yeah, and it's interesting to get a perspective from someone that's that didn't grow up in this type of culture, exactly, right? Because just to see, because like I'm sure media compared to here compared to over there is completely different.
Yeah,
as far as like what they show you,
true,
and like what's portrayed in the media, right?
Yeah.
And I will say, Ada, you came here February, Valentine's Day of 2022, right?
The thing is, I was single at the time, so I wasn't like tracking time and to know it's like Valentine's Day or anything.
Yeah.
I boarded the plane at February 30th.
From Kurdistan.
From Kurdistan, yeah. And it took me like almost more than a year, more than a day to get to the U.S. And when I landed first at New York City,
After landing it, dude.
Yeah.
Your first time?
Yeah, I took the metros and I think it's called
Subways?
Subways, yeah, railroad something. Mm-hmm. And I got out at Times Square. Like, the first air I breathed outside was
Times
Square's air. Yeah, and I walked towards the hotel that I was staying at, and I kept seeing couples and like everyone holding flowers and like
Hearts.
Yeah, so many different types of people. Like, and I was like, I never thought America would be like this. Like, this is so crazy. Everyone holds flowers. Yeah,
that's such a crazy day to come to.
Is this New York City or Paris? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to the hotel and like I took some rest, and then I took my phone out and seeing posts on social media about Valentine's Day, and then I was like, that's it. Yeah, that was why I.
So that's a crazy experience. Your first ever experience in America is to step out to Times Square. To put that into perspective, I've never been to Times Square. I don't know.
I have once,
right? But the thing is, that's like a thing that most Americans, I would say, don't do.
Yeah.
So to have that as your first experience, is pretty crazy.
I grew up watching movies, playing like video games, listening to music, watching YouTube videos, like in English, and most of them, like 90% of them, were from America. Yeah. From the US, and I had some knowledge about what's the US, what's America, and it was a dream of mine to see New York City since I was a child. So that's why I decided to like go to New York first and see the famous places there. Then
go big or go home.
Yeah. How different was it from how it was portrayed in the movies and everything?
Yeah, so something very interesting happened, like before, like seeing those kind of people outside. When I got off the subways, at the steps while walking upstairs, I saw a caution sign for wet floor at the stairs.
Yeah.
And it took like my attention right away. I was like, I've seen these in movies, but I never thought like they would be that real to use it for a small spot of water, like on the floor.
What's crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You're telling us.
Yeah.
I just thought about how we don't have that in Kurdistan. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't have that in Kurdistan, and I've seen those.
Y'all just be slipping.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. We don't have that in Kurdistan, and I've seen those in movies, like wherever there's some wet floor, they put that caution sign.
sign.
Yeah. I thought that, like, maybe that's for a movie, like,
Yeah.
because movies like have to be, sometimes in Kurdistan they like overdo stuff for the movie
Yeah.
because it's a movie.
Make
And,
something
like,
stand out.
Yeah, to make it stand out. But when I saw it, and I was like, I never thought like they would use it like normally in life, I thought,
love that,
yeah,
bro.
Sometimes they put the sign and it's actually not even a wet floor.
yeah, dried up.
Yeah.
No, seriously. That's hilarious. Wow.
So when you stepped out onto Times Square and you looked up,
Yeah,
what was that like? Like, what's that feeling? Like, I can't
Yeah.
imagine from that perspective.
like I don't know how to like express it the way you express it, like the way you feel.
Yeah.
It felt unreal for real. Like I was amazed. Like I wasn't believing in myself being in the New York City.
Yeah.
Like it's not easy for an Iraqi resident with an Iraqi passport to get a U.S. visa. It's been like very hard for almost even politicians
To get it. Yeah.
to get her. Yeah, and when Trump became a president, he banned Iraq and Iraqi residents.
Muslim ban.
Yeah. So no one could like get a visa that easy. And when I got my visa, it was like within 2 weeks, like less than 2 weeks. It happened really quickly. Like it was, I wasn't like planning to come to the US at all. I never thought I would be able to come to the US.
Yeah.
And I got an invitation from Snapchat company for a yearly summit. And
You should also include that do you have a bachelor's in sciences in
yeah. I have a bachelor's of science in information technology, and I've been like working in my field for years now.
Yeah.
And that helped me to like get my visa and their invitation to come here. And it happened really quickly. Like I had to do the interview and buy flight tickets and just on plane and arrived in the US. Like it was very quick.
Where'd you do the interview?
In Erbil, Hawler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have an embassy there, and they have a consulate in Baghdad.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this something that you're constantly applying for, like throughout while you were in Kurdistan, like to come to the US?
No, actually,
Because like the whole process kind of still confuses me.
yeah.
Because you said Snapchat. Like what is Snapchat?
I'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
So I believe it was 2018. I started working with the celebrities and like famous people.
Kurdistan.
Yeah. Those that have like a certain followers. And I did like social media management, like working on their social media platforms, especially Snapchat.
Okay.
No one would understand Snapchat there. Like, I want to mention that it's crazy how stupid they are. Who? Kurdish celebrities.
People in general, let's be honest. Right?
The Kurdish celebrities are
the ones-
Oh, Kurdish celebrities.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, like they've been calling me to go to their house and like pay me a certain amount of money just to change the password on Snapchat. Because like they can't speak English, and they are all dropouts from school.
Yeah.
And they found something that makes them famous. So Snapchat is in English, and
They don't know how to work around it.
yeah, you can't translate like the settings and those stuff into Kurdish. They haven't added Kurdish language to it. So after working with some of them, I became kind of famous for doing that job. And some people came up to me. They were like lens creators for Snapchat. Like they were just creating lenses for Snapchat. Like
Those little Snapchat filters.
the filters, yeah. And I helped them to be recognized by Snapchat, and get their accounts verified on
So
Snapchat.
basically, you would like add their music to the filter, right?
No, that's what I did for like the singers if they wanted it.
So it was a lot bigger than that. Okay.
Yeah. Those that I'm talking about, like they just made entertaining filters and lenses on Snapchat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just to get views for themselves. Not it's not like related to any singers or any celebrities.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they weren't famous at all. The thing is, when you get verified on Snapchat, Snapchat's algorithm pushes you, boosts you and pushes your content to like people that don't know you. So everyone tries to get verified, so they get more views on their stories, and the more views they get, the more money they make by like doing advertising and those stuff. Sorry
to interrupt you, but Snapchat, I'm pretty sure, is one of the highest paying social media apps.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, let me mention this one. The thing is, there's no social media platform pays to someone that lives in Iraq. It's blacklisted, and we don't have any PayPal. We don't have any bank accounts. Like everything is cash.
And stuff
Yeah,
they don't have.
for example, if 1,000 view in the US gives you $1, in Iraq, like maybe 1 million gives you $1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how much.
By blacklisted, do you just mean they don't get paid for?
Yeah, they don't get paid.
Okay.
Could you theoretically use a maybe VPN and like change your location?
No, the thing is, so how monetization works, it gives you money based on where your viewers are located. Yeah, so if someone watch a video on YouTube from the US in that area, they have more companies that advertise their stuff on YouTube, so they make more money. When they make more money, they pay more to the YouTubers. Yeah. But if no one pays YouTube to advertise anything on YouTube in Iraq, which it's not a thing, like they don't use it as a way to advertise their stuff, beside like the huge companies that you can count on. Would you want?
That was the thing I was going to mention, because when I go back to Kurdistan, I do get a lot of Iraqi advertisements.
Yeah, you get those,
but it's always the big like
the huge ones. Like you can like count them with one of your hands. Like,
it's always the same ads too. So when I go back to Kurdistan, it's always the same ads that play on YouTube.
What kind of ads?
It's usually like rice or like something like food related sometimes, or cell phone.
I was just gonna say,
the most famous one, like the most that annoys you the most, you keep seeing all the time, is by Asia Cell, which is like T-Mobile and Verizon here. Yeah. And maybe Coca-Cola, like they have big factories.
So big, like multi-billion.
Wait, let me ask you all a question, just because I'm ignorant to it. Is what's the difference between like the language Kurdistan and Iraq? Is it the same?
Kurdish and Arabic. So they're on.
So
go ahead.
we use some words like
that are
we share, like same words.
Yeah.
We took some words from them, and they use some words from us. But if you listen to someone who speaks Kurdish, it's totally different than someone that speaks Arabic.
It's completely different on the language.
Yeah, like if someone doesn't know how to speak Arabic and he's Kurdish, he wouldn't understand anything from someone that speaks Arabic.
So like Arabic is a Semitic language along with Hebrew, and Aramaic doesn't exist anymore. But that's from one language. We're Indo-European, so we're with the Iranis, Afghanis, like that little branch. So we're a little separate from the Arabs. We're not related language-wise.
Even Kurdish language like has some different dialects.
Oh yeah,
Sorani, Kermanji, Horami.
8 that's listed, but there's probably way more.
It's way more. Like every village have their own accent and like
that's true.
Words.
That's very
true. Sometimes I can't understand someone that speaks Horami or someone that speaks Kermanji,
it's so different to the point, Dennis, that like if I were to hear that and they wouldn't tell me where they're from, I would be like, that's not a Kurd. That's how different it is. And you gotta think, how much Kurds are there? 14 million or something?
Yeah, more than 14 million, I believe.
Yeah, so like you gotta think we're a good bit.
I was gonna say, because it surprises me, like especially when I was younger, I didn't really know. I thought Kurdistan was a country.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, it's technically Iraq, and
it's Iraq, Iran, Turkey. It's like within 5 different countries.
But like I feel like a lot of people are unaware of like Kurdistan is not really technically a country, but like I feel like people are very accepting here for that, I guess, but maybe because they don't they don't know a lot about.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
So sometimes when I say Kurdistan, they think it's Kyrgyzstan. Like,
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Kyrgyzstan, like, yeah,
Like a Russian.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a Russian
it's near
state.
Russia. Yeah, it's near Russia, and
East.
whenever I have to like meet someone new and like tell them what's Kurdistan, they always be like, "Oh my god!" Like they look very amazed.
They're like,
by
what
the
is
fact.
that? Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, and I am from the Iraqi side. There's two bigger sides: the northern Kurdistan, which is located in Turkey, and the western side that's in Iran, and then south in Iraq, and the east in Syria. And actually, if you Google up the biggest nation without a country, it's Kurdish people. We are the biggest nation
Without a country.
without a country.
We're the largest ethnic group without a country in the world.
Yeah.
I was gonna, man, we could really have a whole podcast. I feel like about like Kurdistan, because like I feel like there's a lot to learn there as far as
Oh my God, there's so much.
you know what I mean? Because like the fact that y'all are the largest group of people without a country is, I mean, that's just says it all, right?
The thing is, a lot of the Western countries, and actually like Russia and stuff, they thrive off our instability because they use us as like some sort of spy to other countries. Like Kurds are the most willing to spy on Iran for the U.S.
Yeah.
If we were to get a country, we can't spy on them anymore because we move freely within Iran and Iraq. I don't know if you've ever been to Iran or not, have you?
Yeah. So about spying, there are like different parties that rule Kurdistan. Some of them are with Iran, some of them are with Russia, some of them are with like America.
They're all back.
Yeah. So even like they support different countries and they like spy for different countries at the same time, and they're all Kurdish and they want to be like the best.
Are you saying that different regions of
Parties, political parties.
political parties?
Yeah. Even in Iraqi side, in the southern side that I'm from, we are like maybe 4 million, 5 million Kurdish people that lives there. And it's like semi-independent
It's all
ranges. Yeah. I'm talking about that part, like especially.
Oh, that specific
yeah,
Slimani, right?
3 cities.
Yeah.
Duhok, Erbil, which is Hawler, and Slemani. And like
Lemani, I've heard of.
Yeah, that's where most of us are from. No, Kurdish, we are from there.
Yeah. Each city is ruled by a different party, you know?
Gotcha.
And they support like different politicians. And these politicians, they don't like go together. Like they don't like each other. Yeah. So, and they want to be like the ruler and like they are not united.
It's a giant pissing contest.
I was gonna say, because you mentioned each, you know, you got the region in Turkey, you got the region in the north part, the south part, whatever.
Yeah.
Are each of those regions like thinking differently from one another? Like,
Oh, that's a completely different culture.
You know, it depends on the individuals. Like if you talk about individuals, we all think the same. Like we all want to
have, like,
reunite
idiosyncratic
and
tendencies.
become a single country.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we want
there's a common end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you guys want a country. I mean,
Yeah. We all want it, and we don't have like any beef with other like regions. Like whenever a protest or something happens in another region, for example, something happens in Iran. Kurdish people from Iraq are supporting them and like doing protests in Iraq.
Yeah.
I want to mention the last one that's happening right now in Turkey, in the North Kurdistan. There is a region called Van. It's a Kurdish city. And there was an election there. And one of the elected members that got the most votes was a Kurdish guy. Yeah, he won the election by 125,000 votes. And the Turkey regime decided to put the second one in his place and become the governor of the city. And Kurdish people over there, they all did the protesting. Yeah. And they used fire and like guns against the Kurds. And that hurts us. When we see it, like we don't feel comfortable. And like people from Soleimani, the city that I'm from in Iraq, they went out to protest. Yeah. So we are supporting each other.
It's not like okay, I'm an Iraqi Kurd, you're a Turkish Kurd. We're Kurds. At the end of the day, we all have this one idiosyncratic tendency we all have the same culture, more or less. There's some differences.
Yeah.
We might talk a little different, but overall it's the same, you know, I guess, identity. You know what I mean? And the thing is about Kurdistan, I've noticed is, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Well, let me interject real quick. What is the young person's view of someone coming up in Kurdistan? Because like people, like in America, it's kind of similar in a sense. Like the young people don't really share the same thinking, or they don't think the same way as, you know, the old people do. You know, we obviously, like as young people, because we're the ones that are going to be here in 40, 50, 60 years. It's going to be our world. So we obviously want to see change in terms of like, you know,
there's a big thing in America that's happening right now where we're getting annoyed that the people who rule us are like 70 and 80 years old.
Exactly.
Because they're making decisions for us that they're not going to be around.
That's not going to affect them.
Yeah, it doesn't affect them. So they do whatever the hell they want. And we have to live with the consequences, and our kids have to live with the consequences. And like with Kurdistan, I know we want him to answer, but we've had so many discussions about this. So I'm going to kind of say something, then I'll let you go in. Like, excuse me. Somebody like Araa, bro. He's very good with computers. He has IT, like a bachelor's degree in IT. That is a useful citizen in Kurdistan. Yeah. He should be used
anywhere, really.
Anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he got a visa off of it in America. So he's very much has a talent and is good at something.
Let me tell you something about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Making money is the biggest problem for youth nowadays in Kurdistan.
No jobs.
Is there a big wealth inequality?
Oh my God.
Similar to here?
Oh my God. It's way worse. It's way worse.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if like a youth wants something in America, like for example, protesting for weed or like anything, like some stuff that for entertainment or anything like that, that doesn't exist. Like people don't think about those kind of stuff in Kurdistan. The only thing that they want is
survive.
Is to survive and get a job and get paid, you know. And about jobs, it's very bad right now. So when you see a posting for a job, they asking for a lot of stuff. Like I want someone to do digital marketing. Okay, that's a position. And they want that person to be able to take good pictures of products. Okay, that's another person's job. And they want that for the...
You have to do like 8 things.
Yeah, they write like 8, 9 things for just one person.
Entry-level position.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
5 years experience.
Yeah. A funny thing happened to me. After those all years, I've been working with like celebrities and like those kind of people. And I went to Dubai, same conference. I was invited by Snapchat. Actually, that one was covered by them. Like they paid for everything. Yeah. I came back and I graduated from college, and I started looking for like a job that I thought like it's better to work in a company, you know. So I was like looking for jobs, and I saw one like asking for like 10, 12 things, and one of the last things was whoever gets the job, we want this person to be able to make connections with the celebrities and the famous people, so it helps our organization. Yeah, but I already had that in me. Like I have every celebrity's contact in my phone. So I thought like maybe this is the best one for me and I should apply. I applied like 3 times. I didn't get any reply. And at some point before I come to the US, I saw a person that knew someone that works in that organization, and I asked if he can like do something for me. And yeah. And after a few days, he called me and he said, okay, listen, they want a female. You know, right now, boys don't get any jobs, you know. It doesn't matter how good you are, how good, you know, it's the boss wants like an attractive.
Yeah, pretty girl to attractive customer.
Yeah. So it's very hard to find a job there. And I don't think the youth like be thinking about someone who like makes their lives like happier or like anything like that. The only thing they want someone to provide more job opportunities for them. That's the only thing they want. They don't care if it's a youth leader or it's an old leader, you know,
just somebody.
But like 80% of them, like they hate the current politicians, the old ones, the new ones, you know. They don't like anyone among those parties because they know if they like whoever gets the chair of the president or whatever, they won't be like
They'll just be corrupt too.
system. Yeah, it will be corrupt too. So there's no hope as of right now, and that's pretty much it.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
We've talked about this a lot too. Like a lot of these conversations we've had over the
Yeah.
year we've been friends.
Yeah.
The thing is, one beef I have with the Kurds in general as a whole people is their ability to just sit by and let shit happen. And you educated me a little bit, but the thing is, I always have that thing because I know if this shit happened in America, Dennis, Joe Biden's head would be on a spit by the end
If
of the
what
day.
if what happened?
The shit they pull in Kurdistan
Oh.
openly, at least in America, they're fucking you, but at least they put a blindfold on you so you don't see it. America, Kurdistan, they look you dead in the eyes, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you about two what is called protests. Yeah, that happened. One in 2014. It was a huge one, like made by everyone, like youth, all people. They all wanted a better life. And the government replied with gunfires, and some people died from it, and it ended really quickly. And no one is brave enough to do that again. So everyone thinks if we do it again and like some people dies, at the end it will like be the same, like it ends at some point and they will start again. So that's why like the old people, they don't try anymore, and there is not a leader that comes among the people and people puts trust on that person and leads the people in general.
And I'm sure somebody like that comes along, they'll kill him right away. Like how many Muslim imams and stuff have they killed?
Yeah,
because they speak out against the government, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that is a good point.
Yeah. And another one happened in 2022, I believe. It was either 2021 or 2022. It was held by the students of the government universities. Like,
Okay. So like the college students.
Yeah. But we have like two types of, like, we have private college and we have like those that are by the government.
The public ones.
Yeah, the public ones. The public ones are free, like no one pays. And the private ones, you have to pay. Like you get in for a lower grade and you have to pay a certain amount of money.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's for the, like, those families that are doing better.
off.
Economically. And those that go to public schools are free, and like they're studying and like they can make money. Like most of them are far from their families. They live in dorms. They asked for some money, like monthly, provided to them, as like some European countries or some like Arabic countries.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, they ask for a very small amount. Like if you convert it to American dollars, it's less than $100 for a month. And
For like max, how many students? Maybe 100,000 students, realistically. How many students do you think there would be? Is there a good bit? That's not even important. On the grand scale, it's very little in the government.
yeah.
So the private schools.
The private schools don't need that. It was just for the
private schools don't need that because they already pay the university.
Right.
They have money. But the ones that are in public schools, like they don't have any money. That's why they are going to a public school. And they did a protest, and it was very calm at first. Like they didn't do anything like bad.
Yeah.
And the second day you see like tanks and kind of like we have Peshmerga, that, like they are the national army for Kurdish people. They were like all spread around, and like it makes like students like
Scares the shit.
as shit. Yeah. And after like 13 minutes, an hour, you see some students throwing rocks and like those kind of stuff.
Students?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do that stuff. They put like people inside. What's called?
They infiltrate and ruin it. They make it seem like they're extreme or something.
Yeah.
Like double agents.
The
kinda.
U.S. The U.S. does that with terrorists.
Yeah. So
Well, during the like COVID and stuff, the looting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like same shit.
yeah, they started attacking students, and they used I believe it's called tear gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, on them.
What year was this, Ada?
2021 or 22.
So this is recent.
Yeah, it was very recently. Even I was a private school student, but I had most of my friends,
Were still
my
public,
relatives, yes, at public, and I was like in the protests with them, supporting them because that's something that they deserve.
Yeah.
If you like think about the country's wealth and how much oil they have and how much oil they sell, how much money they make.
We looked at the GDP the other day, and he was shocked by it when I told him what it was. 66 billion Kurdistan makes. Iraqi Kurdistan makes alone.
That's
Because we're big in oil. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the thing, where does that go is the
So-
question.
So 66 billion for like 5 million people
In 1 year,
in 1 year is too much, and they don't spend that at all. Like you can't see any progress.
there's no infrastructure.
Yeah, there's a road in Slimani called in Kurdish they say Sayyaka. That is Sayyaka. If you translate it, the 100 road, something like that. They've been trying to do that for like 15, 20 years now.
So I went back in 2015. That's funny he brought that up. 2015 was my first time coming back since 2005 to Kurdistan.
oh wow.
And I saw that.
Yeah, till now it's not like done.
And I went back in 2022. Same thing.
Do you remember when you went during 2005? Do you remember?
I do. Oh
Really?
my God, it was so different. It was so different.
Yeah.
You were 5. You were 6.
I was 6 years old.
You remember that?
And I remember bits of it.
Yeah.
But it was Stamani was still like a village, bro.
What is that road called? You said.
Jadi Sayyaka in Kurdish. I don't know. It's
Sa'i means 100.
100, yeah.
Say it. Can you say it slower?
Jade Sa'i Aka.
Jadi Sai
Jade
Jade
Sa'i
Sai
Aka.
Aka.
Jade Sa'i Aka.
Jade.
Yeah, that's a Slimani accent. If you
Yeah.
like say it grammatically like the
Yeah, because when I went back to Kirkuk, because I have uncles and family in Kirkuk, like 2 hours away from Stamani, and they heard me say no. They're like, what? I was like, no. They're like, no to no?
yeah.
I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, you talk like somebody from Stamani. Yeah.
Jada is Arabic word.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Kurdish, it's shakam, and it's not sayi, it's sati. There's a T at the end,
Yeah.
and you say shakami satiyaka. If you like use,
The thing is, Dennis, like you heard how we say jada. That's an Arabic word, right? I've never heard in my life till he just said it right now how to say it in Kurdish. So there's certain Arabic words that we use, you know, that is just we're so mixed in with the Arabs there. Like it's just they use some of our words, like he says, we
Yeah.
use their words. You know,
it's not that much. Believe me. Like
Yeah.
if you really live there and like if you know Arabic and you live there, you can notice like some words, but overall, like out of like 100 words, like maybe 3 of them might be Arabic. But it's like very basic words that you use daily, and it makes you think like you use a lot of Arabic.
so the word Friday in Kurdish, in Arabic is Jum'ah.
Yeah,
We use that too. What is it in Kurdish?
Hani,
What is it?
Hani.
Hani?
Yeah,
Okay, one more. I gotta get one more. Kursi. Kursi means chair in Arabic. I want to know what it is.
I don't know in Kurdish.
I've asked every Kurd that question. Nobody has an answer
Yeah.
for me. That is
You know why?
what?
Because Kursi isn't something new.
Yeah, it's so old.
Y'all use that.
Yeah.
It's in the Quran, so like it's been around since
Yeah.
Muslims have been around.
Yeah, it's just something that a person sits on, like has been around since humans been there,
Yeah.
technically, and they kept using that, and the Kurdish word for kursi disappeared.
Disappeared. Yeah, because you got to think we've been under Muslim control since 650 or 654 during the. No, it was before that. It was like 643 around the Caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab. So it was like early Islamic days. So ever since then, we've been under Muslim and Arab control.
Okay.
Up until like the Ottomans came in.
Right.
So the thing is, we've never had our own country since like the ancient Medes, bro. Like before writing was a thing, was the last time Kurds had their country, which is crazy to think about. I think about that because I always have this complaint as of somebody who's into history, and I consider myself a historian, an amateur one, of course, but still I consider myself a historian. I'd look everywhere, bro, for some Kurdish history, something to be written down. But last time we were relevant, nobody wrote anything down. So it's very hard.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot.
actually, in the west part, there was a Kurdish leader that every single Kurd adore, and they all look up to him, and everyone says he was the only leader of Kurds in modern time that was like trying to get that country and like
Ghazi Muhammad?
Yeah, and he was Qazi Muhammad, and
Ghazi?
Qazi.
Kazi?
Yeah,
Qad.
Qazi.
Kazi Mohammed?
Yeah.
Well, the Kurdish has a lot of
Yeah,
Qazi.
yeah.
Picture of him.
Yeah,
we'll put a picture.
He like I believe he built a country and like he put
In Iran. In Iran, he made a little country.
and his capital was Mahabat, which is a Kurdish city, but it was around for like 1 or 2 years.
What happened, Araa? Let them know what happened.
So the Iranian government sent him a message to make peace with them, and they said like they will be willing to negotiate with them and like give them their independence. And everyone around Qazi Muhammad at the time, as they say, told him to not go. It's a trap, and they would kill him. And he was like, if I die from that, I better be dying than denying it.
He like kind of weighed the options. He's like, if this turns out good, like that's the best case scenario.
Yeah. So he went there, and what happens? Iranian government captures him and just execute him, and like
Wow.
yeah, and he died
Basically,
very young. Yeah, and he was like the only one that we can say he was like truly a Kurdish leader and wanted independence for his country and wanted the best for his people.
And what year was this? Just so
I don't remember.
I think it's the 70s, right?
Oh, okay.
No, I think earlier than 70.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe
Was it
60s?
after World War II?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after World War
yeah,
II. Latest, I mean, the earliest I think was the 60s. It had to be before.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Yeah, we'll put it up, Dennis, whenever you got it. But one thing else, 93, 94,
In 394.
the Civil War
Yeah.
in Kurdistan,
Yeah.
when we had a country for like 2 seconds.
I'm too young to remember that.
I know.
So, but they had another chance when they talk about it, but they ruined it. So there was like 2 different parties.
Yeah, like who's going to be in charge of the new country we finally established?
Y'all, the Kurdistans themselves kind of.
Kurdistan, within Kurdistan themselves.
Yeah. So technically, like there's 2 parties that rule Kurdistan right now, like the Iraqi Kurdistan, the southern Kurdistan. It's one is called Kurdish Democratic Party, and the other one is called Dirman. What's it in English?
I know what it's called. Hold up. Kurdish Democratic Party. It's like the Kurdish Social. No,
The other one is the Yeketi Nishtimari Kurdistan.
I think it's the Republic of
Yeah, the National
Republic of Kurdistan, something like that.
Yeah.
I will say,
They go by green. and the other- Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck them. Basically, is all I'm saying.
2 colors like green and yellow. You know? And the war was between them, and like they wanted to rule and be the leaders.
The KDP and the PUK. What is
Yeah, PUK is
That's the party.
Kurdish United. No,
I think that's the Turkish one, ain't it?
no, it's not.
PUK. Patriotic Union
That's what-
of
yeah,
Kurdistan.
Yeah.
That's Yeketi, right?
Yeah. And the other one is the Democratic Party of Kurdistan.
So from what my understanding is, Ada, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The parties, which is the Democratic one, right?
Yeah.
They are completely anti-free speech,
Yeah.
Wow.
but they spend a lot less money. Or they take, I guess that depends on who you ask.
They spend more money, but they spend it on like
The country itself.
no, they pay people that supports them
Gotcha.
like behind the curtain.
So it pays to be parties, but you're saying.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they are like the main leaders right now, the ones that are in charge as the president and everything, and they are the ones that don't spend any money for the people. And if you go to the regions and you like ask anyone how you feel about party,
We love them.
like 99% of them, they say we love it. And when you like go deep and see why they love it, while they don't have any like services or any like thing that benefits them from the
Supporting him.
yeah, you see like one of their like relatives or themselves or like his father gets paid by them.
Yeah, it's just tied within the party.
Yeah. If you like give like $100 to someone monthly in Kurdistan, they will support you till they die. Like
Yeah.
if you even cut the money after like few years, they will be like,
And $100 sounds like so little to us.
I was
then,
gonna say,
but over
yeah.
there, that's enough for a few weeks of living, bro. For like a family, for real.
Yeah, for a family, like it's they can spend.
Are we talking about 100 USD?
Yeah,
Yeah,
USD.
100 USD.
Gotcha,
here.
gotcha.
Like for a family, it would be like enough for a week, you know.
Yeah.
But for like one individual person like me and you,
Yeah, that would last
it
us a
would be
month.
like a month. Yeah.
What about the what's it called? What is it? What was the other one? The Patriot Yeketi.
Yeah.
Patriotic Union.
Yeah. I would say YKT because
Yeah, it's just Yeketi is easier. Yeah, that's
YKT is easier for me. So they're better, kinda.
I know they're good with free speech. You're allowed to cuss them out and do all that.
Okay,
right?
so let me.
Just from my analysis right now, it seems to me like more young people would be with the patriotic.
No, at all. The young people are not from either sides. Like they don't choose.
They hate them all.
Yeah, we hate them all.
I hate both.
Yeah, but
Well, it's kind of like in America, you got to choose one, kind of in a way. Right?
That's basically it's similar, but at least in America, there's like some impact overall. And Kurdistan is just stupid.
yeah. The thing about YKT is like they're from the Suleymaniye region.
Yeah, southern Kurdistan.
Yeah, and like my city, which I'm proud of, it's called the
Say it in Kurdistan.
Shadi Roshanbiri.
Ocean Beauty is like the capital. It's like an educated center of Kurdistan. It's like where the smartest people live.
Yeah,
the most educated.
Not the smartest, most educated. Like if you go back in history, our most poets, like writers,
they all come from
singers. They all come from.
It's like the cultural center.
Yeah, and every like protest, every like hard decision that people make in Kurdistan, they start from Suleymaniye.
Yeah.
And it's like a fuel for other cities to follow us.
It's like a cultural vessel.
Yeah.
Where's Slimani on this? Is this map?
That map is the whole Kurdistan, the big Kurdistan. So you see, this part is the...
We'll have this up on
that part is the Turkish part, which is northern Kurdistan. Yeah, this is the smallest part in Syria. This is the Iraqi part, which is southern Kurdistan.
And that's where Slimani is?
Yeah, Slimani is around here, and Erbil is around here, and Duhok is around there, like at the top.
So what we're talking about is...
Where are you from?
I'm from Suleymaniye, from that.
That's also where my family lives.
Oh, okay. But you were
I also
saying,
have family in Kirkuk, though.
Yeah.
and you were saying the center, though, like you were saying
Like the cultural vessel of Kurdistan is Istanbul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like where most of the celebrities live, where most like, a lot of those things are in Istanbul.
It comes from a long time ago, that name. Like, there used to be a very big poets and those that like write what's Roman?
Novels.
Novels and the ones that
literature.
Yeah, literature, and the ones that corrected like Kurdish grammar and everything.
Gotcha.
They all from that area, and that's why they call it the center of education in Kurdistan.
And I like to make fun of them sometimes, but I don't really mean it because it applies to my family as well.
Yeah.
I always make fun of how people from Stimani are so prideful.
Yeah.
Should I be too? Man.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like seems like the cultural epicenter.
As somebody who's lived in America his whole life, that is the best city in Kurdistan by far.
Yeah.
Easily.
And you asked, maybe YKT is like giving people more free speech, and that it's not because of YKT. It's
Stimani forces them. Yeah.
Slimani people like you can't keep them silent.
Yeah, they're known for being outspoken too.
Yeah. The protest I talked about, the students they did, it continued for a few weeks, and there was some of them like get asked by like journalists on TV. You can see them like talking, we want this, we want this, we want this. After like few weeks, you saw all of them on TV at the YKT's president house. They shook his hand and they said, YKT is the best. They promised us to do this and that, but under the table, they pay them a lot of money. So they converted their,
Yeah, so they killed their whole thing by just paying them.
Yeah, and they were the main faces, because when it started, these like 10 students got interviewed first, and like everyone saw them first.
So they were like the head of it.
Yeah. And
Dennis, you know what that reminds me of? The Black Lives Matter movement. Remember how recently, like the Black Lives Matter movement in the beginning was everywhere. Everybody. But near the end, these past 2-3 years, it's been coming out that the leaders have been buying mansions with the funds.
I was just saying, but isn't the original leader was white, aren't they?
Yeah, I
the
think
person
so.
that like created it was a white person.
It was like a white billionaire.
And yeah, they're actually like really rich. Yeah, like the idea behind it is
crazy.
good, but like the real intent was
That's just something I just feel like is so cool to me right now because it's hitting me now. Like we're not that different at all.
No,
it's just ours might be on a larger
I mean,
scale.
dude, when you think about it, these smaller countries learn from the United States, and like, I mean, dude, like you said, certain regions of Kurdistan are with different countries, but like, the United States obviously has a relationship with some parts of Kurdistan.
Ada sent me something on Instagram a few nights ago, and I didn't know if you wanted to talk about this because it's a little difficult to like for us to have that conversation, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah. He sent me something. It was like this Kurdish speaker. He was talking about how these Middle Eastern countries adopt this philosophy of neoliberalism that me and you live with in America now.
Yes.
But the thing is, they don't realize that this was a step-by-step process. We eventually got to this point. Yeah. It's not like we woke up one day and we were neoliberals. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the thing is, people in Kurdistan, for example, they immediately jump to that end part that we're at right now, not realizing that you have to go through this process and evolve to that point.
Like everyone, not only the politician, not only
just in general, yeah.
Like everyone. I gave Dilman an example. Imagine North Korea, Kim Jong-un suddenly decides to give like everyone freedom and like they can access everything on internet. Like imagine they are not advanced as other countries as of now. If you give them that kind of freedom suddenly and like they see what's happening in the US, how's the European culture, how's the American culture, how's the like Japanese culture, like they adapt things really quickly without like advancing like step by step to that. And
it's basically putting on the big boy pants before growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So the man in the video says something like very good. He says, we didn't have trains, now we have airports. You know,
that's that's beautiful.
You know,
so especially if you've gone back and you can understand what he means by it, it's crazy. It really is.
If you like look at Slimani, for example, if you look at Hawler, for example, there are like very bad looking middle-aged like buildings and streets and those kind of stuff, and at the same time there are like places if I show you a picture of it, you won't believe it's in Iraq, in Kurdish city. You know, we have every type of like people, people that are like not thinking at all, stupid people that like still thinks as a like in 80s and 70s, and there are like very smart people at the same time that like goes out, sees around and learns stuff, you know.
But the thing is, I think I hate about Kurdistan is I've noticed a trend, like somebody like Araa, for example, in order for Araa to be useful in his own life and for him to feel like he has some meaning, he has to leave the place he's always known.
I was just about to bring up that almost basically makes everybody want to leave the country. Same thing in my country.
Yeah, either you get corrupted or bought out, like he said.
To me, that's the exact thing that happened to me. Like, I tried to get a job so bad in my field.
And just didn't.
Even when I was in elementary school, we had computer class, and it was the first class. A new teacher came, and she said, instead of like start teaching you right away, let me know some about you. Each one get up and tell me what's your name and what's your dream. And I was like playing Call of Duty at that time, like
still.
And I stood up and I said, my name is Araa. Sorry, excuse me. I said, my name is Araa, and when I grow up, I want to have my own video game published. And like everyone started laughing at me. You know, that was my dream since childhood.
Yeah, he remembers to see shit like that.
So when I started working as a freelancer and working with all those celebrities, and like they did Snapchat stories with them and like mentioning me. Some of my friends back then, like they added me back and they said,
I know you.
Do you remember me? And I was like, no, I don't remember.
No, damn well he remembers it too.
So like IT is my thing. Like it's my thing. And after I graduated, I tried so hard to like get that job.
I just can't think of anybody more qualified than you in that field. You know?
Listen. So I didn't get any jobs, and I came to the US, and like maybe 6-7 months went by. A friend of mine here asked me a favor. He said, Araa, there is someone that do bad stuff to one of my relatives. I said, like, what? Like, he said, this person like makes up Instagram accounts with their names and like post fake videos and pictures and message everyone that my relative knows and like talks shit about him. And he said, please help us. Like, it's very important to us. And I stepped into that, and I was like, let me see what I can do. And they had like police on the line in Kurdistan with them. And after like few days, they said, okay, Araa, this is the IT guy from the police station that will work on this case. You can talk to him and see what's the progress and like those stuff. He knows everything. And I was asking him questions. Like, they tried every stupid step that they can make to not find the person. Like, everything that they did it wrong, and they made the like person that they want to catch like got more aware and more clever.
They basically told
to afford them. Yeah. They basically sent that person like links to open so they get their IP address. You know, that's very old. You know,
that's like elementary shit here. You know,
and there was an intruder. The thing was like a family thing. Like, whenever something new happened, like that person got the information real quick, and they thought like there's an intruder in them. And for example, they were like, if this person comes online for an hour, we'll know where he is located. And boom, you don't see that person be online for more than 5 minutes. You know. And after like 2 weeks, they told me like that person is trying to like get one of the Facebook accounts hacked, and he's trying to like get those accounts. And I immediately knew that Facebook gives you information about every login activity and every like thing that happens to your account with their IP address. And I said, how long this has been happening? They said since the beginning. And I gave them the IP addresses, and they weren't believing me. Like, they were like, okay, Araa, let me test this with you. Let me see. Go. This is my Facebook account. Do a forget password. Let me see.
Believe it.
Yeah. It took me 3 days to convince them that this is the IP address of the person that's trying. Yeah, and they got the person, and he's now in jail. Wow. You know.
This is why you were in America.
Yeah, you know. There's some.
And you were helping a family in Kurdistan.
Yeah. So there are like different kind of police thing, like how you guys have FBI in America, you have like CIA, those stuff. We have like SWAT in Kurdistan. It's called SWAT, and we have
SWAT or SWAD.
SWAT, like
SWAT. Like we have SWAT here too. So I was just
but they're like led by like different individual politicians.
Gotcha.
And there's like some others like. They were all included in this. Like, no one could find this person. Like, the problem was, like, that family, they had like some politician like history among them. So they knew the politicians, and they like asked for a favor. Like, all of them working together, like a huge ministry. They couldn't find this person, and I single-handedly like gave them the information of this person.
How long did it take you to find him?
As soon as they told me
the Facebook thing.
The Facebook thing, like I knew,
because I think I've done this before. You can go and see the like of what IP log they.
Yeah.
And they give you the whole.
If someone tries to log into your Facebook account, Facebook gives you full information about that activity. He tells you what location that person tried to log into your Facebook.
Nobody keeps information like Facebook. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like America.
Yeah, and it's like very easy. You can just ask the internet service providers to give you the information about this IP address, and boom, you have the person. You know, and this was like happening for like 6 months. Like, they told me at the end. Obviously, we ended it. It was happening for 6 months, and they couldn't like do that, and I got it immediately.
The thing is, Araa, like, how many Aras are there in Kurdistan?
So many Aras in Kurdistan.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's the main issue in Kurdistan to this day. Like, there's so many people that are capable, and they have somebody in that position who has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
Then you know why, Because he knows something.
So,
of course,
in college, I came the 11th like student. If you like
Like in ranking.
yeah, in ranking, yeah. Like there's like 10 more people smarter than me in the same class that I
In just that year, right?
in just that year, yeah.
That did better than you during school.
Yeah, they're
not necessarily smarter than you.
Believe me, some of them
Smart
were like,
in college in Kurdistan, especially the one he probably went to, bro.
Alpha.
No, they were smart. They
It's
had,
like like that always is weird to me. Like valedictorian in the United States, that's like the number.
the
one.
grading system here is so much different than there.
yeah, some of the colleges use the GPA thing like same as America. Some of them use Bolognese system like European countries, and some of them are like Kurdish systems. My college was based on GPA.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, the point is, my university, my school was private. Like everyone pays.
What was the name?
You don't. University of Human Development. Like you don't have like to be smart to like. You don't need high grades.
No.
Yeah, you just need the certificate, the degree. You know? And there's like 10 more people that get more degrees than me. They were my close friends. Even sometimes I struggle. I ask them for help. You know, I've been asking like other people like in my field, same age as me, even younger than me. There is a boy. He's like 14 years old. His name is Araa. He get interviewed like by TV channels, and like he goes to so many places.
Like
He's
the
very
talent is
smart.
there, bro.
Me personally, I asked him questions when I needed help. You know, he's like 14 years old. He's still in school. So many people are not in just in my field in IT and computers. Like doctors, there are like technicians, there are like engineers, you know, architects. You know, so much.
Just one field he's talking about. There's all the others.
I was gonna ask, what is like a very? Do a lot of people do IT in Kurdistan? What do you think is like the main field? Like, what do people?
So we all have like seen memes like Asian moms and like Asian parents wanting kids to talk.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, same thing.
Gotcha.
But it's so hard to get your
I've
hands on.
noticed doctor or dentist is what I've noticed in Kurdistan. Being a doctor or a dentist.
Yes. So a dentist is a doctor. Like
In Kurdistan.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, it's a PhD here.
Yeah. You're a doctor
Yeah.
for teeth.
And like it's been like 10 15 years since hiring stop like no one gets hired by the government, even more than that, I believe, more than 15 years.
Time.
Yeah, so everyone wants to get a degree so they can like get married, you know. That's the point right now. They're not going to get a degree so they will be like successful in a field. When they want to go to a house and like find a girl, the girl's parents will ask if the guy has any degree, and they say yeah, he has it. So that's the only point of going to college right now in Kurdistan.
Just to make you look good.
Yeah, that's the first question they get asked.
Yeah, everyone else like they just try to work at a shop or like at a mall or like build his own business.
Bazaars and stuff.
You know, like everything has stopped. Like if you look at Slimani right now and look at it like from 5 years ago, it's the same. So you can't see anything new.
I feel like people that come from situations like that, though, they have more drive than like, let's say, people growing up here. Like, what do you think of just your general kind of first idea, like, or first, like, what do you first think of American people when you get here or when you first got here? You know, do they seem kind of lazy? Yeah, your impression of American people when you first got here.
The thing is, as I said, I grew up like watching movies and YouTube videos.
Because you were aware.
Yeah, I had some knowledge about American people, but the thing is, I didn't expect it to be that real, like the way I saw it.
The way it's
in movies and
portrayed.
YouTube videos.
I just feel like people here, compared to like probably a lot of people from Kurdistan, are a little more relaxed. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
don't really know. Like,
We lived
you
in
know,
comfortability.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
the pay is higher, obviously, here, and like there are like 350 million people living in the US. Like everything, if you try to like make money off of anything, you can. Like there's not any field that you say this field is not good for a living. You know,
Right.
You can make money whatever you do, and
There's a lot of options.
yeah, and everyone does what he loves or what she loves. You know.
Kinda, yeah. That's like the general.
But the thing is, Dennis, at least the option is there.
Yeah.
They don't have that in
But like having too many options is sometimes a bad thing. Having too many options sometimes that's like
what
a
my
problem.
dad says.
He's right.
Yeah. The thing is, if you are like a mature and like a think like an adult, you know, you can find yourself very easily and like don't get distracted by many options, and you can like.
But like in America, it's so easy to get distracted. You know what I'm saying? We have access to everything. You know, we have access to, you know, all the drugs, all the alcohol,
social media too. Like you're aware of what everybody else around you is doing on top of what you're
comparing yourself.
You know what I mean? You're constantly like being belittled by your own self through a lens of somebody who's putting on an image, and you don't.
We have that with like.
I know it exists.
We're at the same point. Like it even exists in Kurdistan. Like everyone has a phone. Everyone sees like posts on social media. The way that people like publish stuff on the internet here in America.
But I will say, it's a little bit more socially acceptable there. You don't live up to your potential.
No.
You don't think so?
No, it's the same. It's exactly the same.
Really?
Like the way you have meme pages on Instagram and TikTok, we have the same. Like you saw
Kurdish ones are so much
how you see like so many stupid stuff in English, you see the same thing in Kurdish, you know. But it's more like culturally similar to Kurdistan, how it's culturally similar to American people. Yeah. If you like see a video from England, it won't be like as funny as a video from America. You know what I mean? So each country has its own thing. But if you go to England and ask people and show them that video, they will die from laughing. You know what I mean? So we all we're all like have that thing. Yeah. But it's way worse in Kurdistan, in my opinion. So Dennis said like how we have like access to weed and alcohol and those. We might not have weed, but my 5-year-old brother can go to a shop and buy cigarettes. Alcohol. Like it's not like you're restricted. Like here you have to have your idea.
But listen to this: the fact that we can't, as a 5-year-old can't go to the alcohol store here and buy.
Yeah, because
they were denied that, when they get older, then they fall like
they overindulge because
exactly.
You understand what we're saying?
Yeah. There is a saying in Arabic says كل ممنوع مرغوب. يعني everything prohibited is the most wanted. You know?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, same thing. Like if your father don't let you smoke, you know,
you're gonna smoke. Yeah.
As a 5-year-old kid, you go smoke. Like
as soon as you can have the ability to.
You know, maybe it's not like the shop that doesn't sell it to you. It's the people that keeps telling you to do what. And
it's the same concept, just under a different system, basically.
Yeah. So maybe you are more free here. Like your parents won't like be as strict as Kurdish families, but when your parents are like strict parents, like in a very young age, you do so many bad things that they tell you to not to do, and you do, you know?
Well, one point I wanted to make was on the topic of like, you know, people in Kurdish, you know, go to school to be a doctor or whatever. I feel like a lot of people here, they would like to maybe go to school, be a doctor, be a dentist, whatever. But America has shown that like going to school, getting your degree doesn't promise you a job, doesn't promise you're going to be hired right away as a doctor, as a dentist. Like, let me ask you, how many people here would love the option to, or like love the idea of be like, you know, can I go to school for being a doctor, get a bachelor's, get a job, you know, like a lot of people want that here, but it's not available for them because we've kind of, I guess, shown that that's not really the case anymore. It's like, you can go to school, but you're not guaranteed a job.
Like, you think that way yourself?
I think, I do, yeah.
See, me, listen, I want to get my PhD, right? That's something I really want to do, and I do plan on it, hopefully, you know, getting to that point. But the reason why I want to get a PhD is because I know if I don't get a PhD, doing the thing I want to do won't get me a job. Do you think I really want to go to 8 years of school? Realistically, no. I'd rather do the 4 years, start a job, get my life started. But instead, I'm going through this grueling process that's probably going to put me in debt for years and years just to get a decent job in something I care about. You understand what I mean? Like, I want to be a teacher, but I want to be a teacher in specific things. And I know I can't be a high school teacher
right.
because I won't be able to live properly.
Yeah. So the way you talk about it, like maybe what makes that problem is the way education is so expensive in the US.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's maybe the main reason.
But that's the thing.
Like that.
The payout and the guarantee of getting a job isn't the same as it was a couple like 30, 40 years ago. So the cost of college doesn't really equal out to what you're getting out of it.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny though? I'm hearing us talk about this right now. that is such a good problem to have in comparison to what's going on in Kurdistan.
That's true. And it's funny because like I was just gonna say sometimes I want to go back to Bosnia where I'm from just to like, because I feel like sometimes the situation is better, but realistically, like if I told my family that, you know, they would be like, you're fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, because they understand.
US. Yeah, they understand.
For my family, they are telling me like, since the first day I came to the US, go get the master's degree in the US. I was like, why?
I've told you that too.
That's the best thing that you can do while you are in the US. Maybe someday when you come back to the Iraq and Kurdistan, you would be like wanted by everyone because you have a master's degree from the US. The thing is, as Kurdish people, we might have like some stuff that are like the best, you know, very quality stuff, even it's physical or like emotional stuff. Like you don't know the value of it until you're like far from it. And you as American, like when you think about college and degrees, like a degree from university for you might be nothing, but for someone like me, it's everything, you know?
Yeah.
So none of us knows the value of the stuff that was in our lives till now, you know, until you get far from it, and then you will understand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So
it's kind of hindsight's 20/20, like they say, you know.
I think both, like from my country, for example, there's benefits of living in my country compared to here, but I feel like the benefits here definitely outweigh the benefits over there. You know what I mean?
The one thing I've heard, and we'll wrap it up after this because we've been going for a little bit. I don't want to overdo it, but the thing is, one thing I've heard from people who just came here recently, not just Araa, just in general, because I know a lot of you guys who just came here to America. Luckily, having the store, I see a lot of people who are just new here. Their one thing about America that they were not prepared for is the amount of work that they have to do to survive.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something in Kurdistan, like you can live without a job in Kurdistan.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like
same thing in
no. Listen, let me.
I think I get what
I know. Let me reiterate, because I know that sounds crazy when I just say it like that, but I'm saying you can have a low-paying job in Kurdistan.
cost of living.
no, it's not true. It's not true, Dilman. Listen, everyone says if you don't work, you will live in Kurdistan, but if you don't work in the US, you won't live. That's not true. That's not true.
My thing
The thing is, in Kurdistan, you have a lot of relatives, like the extended family.
Yeah.
We are very close with each other, even friends. They're closer than friends in the US. If you don't have any money, someone gives you money, you know?
that's kind
They
of the point.
support you. Yeah.
Yeah. But the way that you have to work, you know, Suara, like he used to work in a bakery in front of a very hot tandoor for 13 years of his life. And he was getting paid, like, if you convert it to the US dollar, it was like $7 a day or $8 a day.
Oh,
you know?
a day.
Yeah, and
He works all day.
and you pay like $2-3 for your lunch and like $2 for your dinner, and you get left with like $1 or $2. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can live off that as yourself, but if you want to build a family and like have a wife, have a house,
of course, yeah.
you know,
That's a whole
you
nother
can't
thing.
do that.
No, that's a whole
like,
nother thing.
if someone goes to Kurdistan right now and do a statistic of like marriage in the past few years, and
It's going down so much.
it's way down.
Almost in every country, I think it's down.
But in Kurdistan specifically,
no one gets married.
there's like this epidemic of young men who can't get married even though they really want to.
Yeah.
And we live in a society.
Let me-
We live in a society that shuns you for having sex outside of your marriage.
Dilman, let me tell
That's
you about
outside having
something
sex before marriage. I mean.
Let me tell you about
Go
something
ahead.
else. Like,
Go ahead.
Hawler and Slimani are like bigger than like the smaller towns, you know,
Yeah.
like Rania, Qaladze, Halabja. If you go to those smaller cities, smaller towns,
Islamic.
you won't be able to like in a whole day, like for 24 hours, you won't be able to like point to like 15 or 20 boys in our age, you know. They all try to like get out of the country, and because their town is very small, they don't have like any opportunities. Like they have too much women right now, and they don't have like enough
There's a
boys.
population of women.
Yeah.
That's true.
Only like those remained in Kurdistan that their father maybe have some money, you know. That's why they are still in Kurdistan. But the rest of them, like they are taking what's called rege qaçaq.
Yeah, that's getting illegally
Illegally,
going
like,
illegally
crossing
to
the
other
borders,
countries.
you know. They go to Turkey, and from Turkey they go like onto like small boats. They cross the sea. I think it's Black Sea.
Yeah.
Adoration.
Yeah,
Or the
Black Sea.
Caspian Sea. So
Yeah,
Maybe can.
like 7 days, 8 days in a very small boat. They run out of fuel. They run out of food.
you're just stuck there.
Yeah, they are stuck there. They don't have any service. They can't like ask for help or anything. It's just luck if they arrive to Greece or not.
So many people die on the
Yeah,
way.
and so many people have died. And if you like look at from there, like they go to Italy, and from there they spread around the Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to like Frankfurt, Leeds City in Manchester in UK, some cities in France, some cities in Italy, you will be able to find like thousands of young Kurdish men there living alone, and they left their families in
And
Kurdistan.
they just send money back when they can.
Yeah, they just send money when they can, and you see the marriage statistics is like very low right now, way lower than.
Because they're not even sticking around to get
Yeah,
married, let alone having money to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So most of them like dies in the way, and those that survive, they are far from like.
And they can't go back and come back and forth like they did.
Yeah, and at the same time, they see beautiful women in the European countries, and they rather marry them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. I was married to a Kurdish woman once. You know what? Everybody in Kurdistan looked at me like I was insane.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, why aren't you with an American? And I was like explaining, oh, I know the culture is different. They're like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? They're like, what are you talking to me about? I was like, no, y'all don't understand. Kurdish women are different. They're like, I don't care. What are you talking about?
I'm doing the right thing. And
Yeah, like if you think about a girl or a woman, you know, there are some stuff that attracts you. Like if you can like put it in two ways, the way they look like physically and the way they think and the way, yeah. I mean, like their intelligence, their personality, you know.
What does Sigmund Freud say? Every man's attracted to his mother, which is funny because if you think about Kurdish men here specifically, we love Kurdish women. When I see a Kurdish woman in a muxie who comes into the shop and like is just beautiful and young, it reminds me of my mom and Geek Speak. All right, guys. Araa, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah. This was great, actually. This is one of my favorite episodes we've done. I don't know about you guys, but I love this.
Yeah, it was very nice to be here. And since it's my last day in Harrisonburg, we finally
got
been able to like pull this off.
This has been literally a year of like just playing back and forth about this, but I'm just glad we got it done. And it lived up to it. Oh, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Take care.